can always buy more bait from Willie. I generally haven't decided to do that until I'm very much in the late game process, mainly because if you are spending 5G for each piece of bait, that's an automatic 5G that you're losing on every single one of those fish. And when you're early on in the game and you're clearing these lower levels of the mines, there's all of these bugs around where you're getting all this bug meat. And so it's worth your time just to come to the mines and get the meat yourself, especially because you're going to be getting other things you need, like lots of ore, some of the stuff for the museums. So heavily recommend do not buy bait from Willie. Even later in the game, it's a pretty rare occurrence because you're going to be able to get into the sewers, which is just an endless supply, basically, of bug meat. There's a million of these bugs in there. By then you'll have a much higher level sword, and it won't be as much of a pain to kill them.
His name is Bug.
But for now, in year 1, this is a great source of the bug meat, which you're going to use for bait. Alright, as you're going through the mines, just make sure, as long as you're not too low on health or energy or really crunched for time, to get every single one of these ore veins. It's the main reason you're down here at this point. The rest of the stuff you find is a nice bonus, like things for the museum. Once in a while you'll grab something for the community center that one of these enemies drops, but the main goal here is to be getting this copper so you can start upgrading tools and crafting things that are going to make you more money and be more efficient. Grab this quartz. Oh, another dig dug. These guys are somewhat annoying, but they're nice because they often drop those little cherry bombs, which you can use to clear lots of these rocks if you're in a pinch for time, looking for an entrance to the next level of the mine. Oh, there we go. Might as well get these couple last copper veins that we can see here and head down. It's 4 o'clock, so we have plenty of time. We're on 19, and we're going to basically have time to spare in order to get down to the next level of the mine. When you come up against rocks on the edge of these narrow passages, my advice is to always try both sides of them, just to walk around them, rather than worrying about getting rid of every single one, just because you are not going to need to waste your time getting rid of all of them. Usually there is an entrance more toward the back of this whole windy area here, and you're going to be walking past plenty of copper ores to get there, so you might as well just keep on moving. Don't leave no copper behind. All right. Some more bugs to slay. I like when they're in little clusters like that because you can... All right, let's go down to 19. All right, sweet. So now we got our steel small sword. We brought our fishing rod with us because on level 20 is where you can catch a ghost fish, which is one of the specialty fish in the fish tank bundles of the community center. And we are only at 5:20 in the evening, so we have plenty of time to do several of these casts and hopefully come up with that ghost fish. It is not especially hard to catch. It's actually, I would say, in the easy, maybe to medium range. So we should be able to do it, even though our fishing skill is not super high yet. We are getting plenty of algae and driftwood. Driftwood is great because it oftentimes turns into wood or hardwood when we throw it into the recycling machine. All right, here we go. This is probably a ghost fish based on the way it's behaving. Most of the other fish in there are really easy. Sweet.
Fishy, fishy, fishy.
They don't like that.
What a productive trip. Only 6 o'clock. Let's head back to the top of the mines. Maybe go drop that ghost fish in the community center. But first, before we do that, I'm going to walk over and sell this crappy sword to the Adventurers Guild because we now have a better sword and we just do not need it. Alright, only get 50, but we're not going to be using that ever again, so goodbye. Alright, I sold that slime. In retrospect, it makes sense to save your slime. You need to get 99 of them together in order to use one of the 2 spots in the bundle in one of the blacksmith's areas over in the community center. Usually you're going to accumulate 99 of those and get 10 bat wings before you get the void sphere, I think it's called, or the other golden sun thing that you will collect a little bit deeper in the mines from some of the enemies. So I usually just tell people save their slimes. That's what you should probably do, but if you sell one by mistake, you'll hit plenty of those slimes going forward in the game, so don't freak out about it too much. The worst is when you sell something that you absolutely did not want to sell. And so just be cognizant when you are selling items or throwing them in the bin at the end of the day of what you're doing. That's why it's really helpful to keep your backpack organized, which I did not do a great job of in this particular video. All right, get rid of this little guy here. Got one of the 4 specialty fish. That puffer fish we can't get until the summer. The sand fish we're going to recommend you buy from the cart lady because we may not get through to opening up the bus stop.
The bus is out of control!
Until way later in the year, and it's nice to have these rewards a little bit earlier on. And the wood skip we'll catch in the secret forest where we need to get with our steel axe I've been talking about in plenty of my previous videos. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out because it's going to be really helpful knowing what you need to upgrade and when in order to actually get these community center bundles completed. If you're playing through your first time, you don't necessarily know that, hey, those fiddlehead ferns are only in that location in the summer. But if you are watching my walkthrough, you will have privy to all of that and be able to be really productive in your first year. All right, head down here, check Pierre's bulletin board. Oh, get these salmon berries first though. Basically free money. I think really the only person who seems to like them maybe is Shane. I can't remember exactly. I usually just sell all of them. Craving for catfish. I would love a catfish too. If I catch one, it is going to the community center bundle and not to Clint. So I will accept the quest because there's no penalty for not getting it. But if we somehow magically catch 2 catfish tomorrow, which is impossible because it's going to be sunny, he'll be the first to get it. Sometimes you can also find it in trash cans. I did one time and was super, super happy about that because I find them to be difficult to catch in your first year, but not impossible as long as you get a string of rainy days where you have a few opportunities. All right, so it is 8:30. We are kind of low on energy, but we're not ready to pass out yet. Got, let's see, like almost 20 ores there, which is great. We should be able to craft 4 copper bars from that because we already had 3 hanging around. And let's see here. I don't think I have anything else that we need to save for the community center or for the museum, so nothing's going into the back bin. Make sure we save all of our building tools, rocks, ores, clays, all that stuff, because it is very important to use.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
We already have a couple earth crystals, and you don't need them for all that much, so I'm going to throw that guy in the bin and sell him. You'll find plenty in the lower levels of the mines most of the time. Get rid of our salmon berries, because like I said, they're not beloved by most of the villagers, and it's more worth the money. Shane likes plenty of other stuff that you're going to have in plenty of supply in relatively short order, including hot peppers, which grow in abundance in the summer. He also likes beer, which as soon as you can make a keg and grow wheat, you will be able to make a ton of beer, which him, Pam, Gus, plenty of the other villagers, Leah, they all love it. Who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's just clear these trees because we are not quite in the deep red yet. It's only 9:40. Get some more foraging points for it, which is always helpful. And I think at that point, that'll probably be about all we can accomplish before we pass out. We'll be able to get rid of this stuff and keep it organized in our bins, so we don't have to worry about it in the morning. Probably get one more copper ore there. Copper bar with our ore. We have enough for, yes, we have enough for one more because we'll have 7 total. but we can worry about that in the morning. That is a morning Allison problem. All right, well, let's go to sleep for the night. It's only 10:20, but we're low on energy. We cleared 5 floors of the mines. We got copper ore in order to get enough for 5 more copper bars, and we managed to make 310 gold. So overall, not a bad day. Those salmonberry were super, super helpful. I hope everyone enjoyed watching the video and had, some information that was new to them. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in to Allison Walkthrough Land.